Revolution. I think what we need is a complete revolution in Nigeria.
I've given up, my sister, what to do. They frustrated me. My last card was Peter Obi. Now that Peter Obi has gone, I don't have hope anymore. I'm just
well, Northern Nigeria, even when we go to school abroad, we come back. And then you would wonder why it is Northern Nigeria that is deciding who the president of Nigeria will be. When all of us are leaving, those that are in Nigeria, half will not vote, half will go and vote. It's just very funny. How do we intend it?
It's just that we don't even have hope. We don't have hope for now. We don't have hope for the next 8 years.
What the APC has done to us is like they've beaten us and they said, you dare not cry. How can they beat me and say I should not cry?
I just know that Peter won't have won. Anyway, another prediction is those of you saying that Labour Party won. Come talk in March 11 or March 12. Let's have that conversation again. And let's see how strong Labour Party is. That's how you know there are some powers that determine who wins elections and how the elections are won.
And saying that we do not accept this result. And we are asking our principal, who is Peter Obi, to take this matter to court. And why we are protesting, the protest is to put heat on the judiciary, to know that we are seeing them, we know what they are doing, and we expect them to do the right thing. That is what the protest is supposed to be for.
Go to Qatar, go to, in fact, just JAPA, whatever it is that you have to do, because the future is getting worse in Nigeria.
Turn it up. I told you now.
Please.
You are worse than me.
Another year is ending. Sure, you didn't whine.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Batter Box Podcast. I'm your host, Brother Mike. We're continuing our conversation around the 2023 election in Nigeria. The gubernatorial elections has been moved to March 18, 2023. And we just wanted to talk about that as well as share some insights into you. It's fun. It's a very lively episode. We hope you guys enjoyed as much as we did. If you have any questions about the episode, you can always send us an email at talk@batterbox.com, talk@batterbox.com. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles. If you're on YouTube, please like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel at the Batterbox Podcast. We're also available on all podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Without further ado, let's get into the show and enjoy. The thing is that people should live their lives and just try and make themselves better. That's the whole point. You need to JAPA. Nigeria is not working.
Everybody needs to live. Exactly. Everybody needs to leave Nigeria. Let the old rule the old. And then when they realize that they've lost the masses, they've lost the young people, they've lost everybody who has. The UK is doing healthcare routine. They finished that one. Now they are doing teachers, and then now there's New Zealand plan. Canada is rolling out a new one where they need tailors and everything. These people are bringing. They are bringing the, what do they call it? They are bringing the requirements low. You see this with this New Zealand one. By the time everybody runs to New Zealand next year, and then in another 2 years, another country will come and do something else. Germany will do free master's degree program. It give us 3 years. Everybody will leave. And then maybe that time when you realize that when there's a job vacancy or anything, it's only people who are in their 40s, because all the parents will save money, sell their lands, do whatever they have to do for their kids to live.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you. There was an article I was reading, I think it was on BBC, talking about the doctors' exodus from Nigeria following India in 2022. The UK immigration report showed that about almost 14,000 doctors and healthcare workers were granted working visas just in 2022, making Nigeria the second only to India. So in all of the UK, Nigeria is number 2. Nigerian doctors and healthcare workers are number 2, just after India, because India is like 1 billion people. So I was talking to someone yesterday
about New Zealand, the New Zealand new immigration plan and all that, and she was telling me how easy. How it's not like the Canada one that will take a long process and everything. So I think that give it a few more months, people will jump on it. Everybody will leave. So the UK said they don't want healthcare workers again. Now they want teachers. That is even easy. everybody will go and look
Everybody
for.
will just leave. Yeah.
Everybody,
Although UK is Brexit that is doing them. So the UK one is the Brexit mistake they made. So I think
New Zealand will come. Canada has dropped their own. Canada, they don't want you to have a degree anymore. You have handwork. Don't worry, come. By the time more countries will come and take all this thing, they will be there. Only them. Unfortunately, even Atiku doesn't live in Lagos. Tinubu's kids, they don't live in Nigeria. So
Atiku does not live in Lagos. So Atiku does not live in Nigeria.
Atiku does not live in Nigeria. So they will realize at some point that maybe it's 40s and 50s that are there, because people will send their children out of the country. My mother has 2 children. None of her children are in Nigeria. I don't even know why she went to vote. I wish she even attempted to go and vote, because what change are you looking for? What change do you think will happen? What change do you even need in your life? That, you get what I mean? By the time, I don't have one cousin or immediate family member who is young, who is below 40 in Nigeria. That's how bad it is.
Everybody's out of the country.
Everybody's out of the country already. Everybody's scattered. I'm here, I'm there. We're doing conference call the other day. Nobody will say, we didn't even talk about politics. It's that bad. So by the time everybody leaves, when they have only 40, 50, 60s, then they will understand that their head needs to be correct.
This is you sounding like you've given up on Nigeria.
I've given up on my sister. What to do?
They cannot give up on Nigeria.
My last card was Peter Obi. Now that Peter Obi has gone, I don't have hope anymore.
No, he'll be back in 4 years. And, I think you said Peter Obi 3.0.
But Mike, you're saying 4 years as if it's tomorrow. 4 years is 4 years.
Don't mind.
4 years times 4.
No, but 4 years, you know how they say, or you can relate to this now, given, you can relate, how they say 1,000 years in the eyes of God is like 1 day.
I can relate, but that's before God.
That's in the eyes of God, not in our eyes.
So it's 4 years. Before you know it, 4 years will come. What do you want him to do? I think the missed opportunity, I keep saying this and people are like, I'm crazy. I think the missed opportunity, again, I don't want the obedient people coming after me. I think the missed opportunity here is that he could have aligned with Atiku. I know I shouldn't say that because that's a very bad idea. But even Atiku was saying that is the best path to Igbo presidency. To win election is like you have to win the war, not the battle. Peter Obi wants to win. Peter Obi wants to win the. Sorry, I said that back. You have to win the war. Yeah, you have to win the war, not the battle. Peter Obi wants to win battles, not the war. And in a way, that won't work because what he should have done was Atiku. Obi is already likable by everybody. Atiku is corrupt. We all know that. But Atiku has his own base too. If Atiku and Obi had come together for the sake of Nigeria, just for the sake of Nigeria, they will have finished Tinubu now. They may not finish it, but they'll make his rigging harder. Look at now. Is it not 2 of them that are going to court now? Is it not Obi and Atiku that are now going to court? 2 of them, they gave press Okawa and that whatever.
Brother Mike, little dining with the devil makes you a devil.
Thank you.
I don't know how Obi is going to win it. I just don't know how, aside God. But little dining with the devil makes you a devil.
What do you mean makes me a devil? I don't understand.
If Obi
he dined with him the first time now. Weren't they together? They ran together the first time now.
So why did they separate?
Because you realized was the devil. Because you realized you were the devil, probably. What did you say, Judith?
Because they didn't want to give him. He wanted to be the presidential candidate, and it was obvious that he was not going to get it under the PDP. So he had to look for a party where he would be the presidential candidate.
And we could have been VP and be patient.
VP and patient. VP, you and I know that VP is just like a decorative office.
That's true. Ceremonial.
We are not going to have such an intelligent and sound mind be in the decorative office. Sorry, that is not going to.
No, you are right. You're right. You are very correct. Even rumor has it that when this same Atiku was VP for Obasanjo, rumor has it that Obasanjo was going to go for when he was doing the second term. That Atiku did not even want to run with him. So Obasanjo had to beg him and say, please, just do it. Yeah, then after he now begged him, Obasanjo was now like, you this guy, you are just ceremonial. Like, you make your VP so useless. So
I heard that story. Also.
Yeah. So Judith, you are right actually, because the VP is more ceremonial. I just think Nigeria is a very big country. We have a lot of tribes, and we need to work together sometimes.
I think that
go ahead.
Everybody should JAPA. Shimilore JAPA. No. Judith JAPA. We should leave.
But you know that this JAPA you're talking about is just one side of the country that is JAPAing. Are you aware?
Side? Are you saying the southwest, or the south is the one JAPA?
Well, northern Nigeria, even when we go to school abroad, we come back. And then you would wonder why it is northern Nigeria that is deciding who the president of Nigeria will be. When all of us are leaving, those that are in Nigeria, half will not vote, half will go and vote. It's just very funny.
How does Kaduna have more votes than Lagos? That one, I need somebody to explain to me. I've never been able to understand that. But that goes back to your point, Judith. Like, when the northerners JAPA, they all go back home. You know, so
I can tell you
a very good point.
When I went to get my voter's card, if you see the people that were working in Lagos, you know these guys that do Okada in Lagos, that push wheelbarrows in Lagos, they all came back to Kaduna just to get their PVCs.
Wow.
So that is to say that during the elections, they will still come back
to vote.
But on average, us in quotes,
the southwest
would want to say, it's too sunny. Oh, my votes are not going to count. My vote is not going to count. One complaint or the other. So how do we intend to get this change we are talking about?
By JAPA.
By the time oh my God. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. By the time we
that are left, half of us JAPA. Then you now say our Marjorie boy is determining who your president is going to be. Yes, he will determine who your president is going to be because it is what it is.
Yeah.
At least you will not be there to experience this nonsense because another NSAS.
But it's not just about you.
Soon. Another NSAS is cooking.
Revolution. I think what we need is a complete revolution in Nigeria.
So just to be clear, Nigeria is a democratic country. We have laws, we have orders, we have the judicial system, we have the House of Rep, we have a system in place.
Very funny.
No, we do have a
but
system.
But they are not allowing us this democracy. We have to speak up for ourselves. We have to tell them that we know our rights.
There were irregularities.
This is not an autocratic government. This is a democratic government.
INEC failed. You're right. But, I mean, there's a process for that. There's a process.
Well,
the due process. That's what they call due process.
They did not follow due process. So you cannot ask me to follow due process.
Yeah.
If you are
yeah, I hear what you're saying, but we also need to be careful because it's like, I'll give you an example. It's like somebody who's what do you call it? It's like somebody who is fighting that Manchester beat I don't know, maybe they beat Arsenal, for example. The footballers, though, they are still making their 50 million euros. You are here, you are at your beer parlor, you don't even have money for a car that will take you home, and you want to fight with the guy next to you over Manchester and Arsenal. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like,
we're not fighting.
Politicians be okay.
I'm not asking us.
I know.
I'm not asking us to fight. In fact, I'm not saying we should fight, because when we fight, we are the ones that are going to lose.
Exactly, that's my point. Yeah,
but my
politicians
point
be okay.
We are going to follow this. We are going to follow protocols, right?
Yes.
But I think protesting is also our human right. We can peacefully protest.
I know, but why do you want to protest? Because
we have evidences.
I'm not saying don't protest. No. I'm just challenging that thought process. My challenge is, you have Atiku who spent billions of naira on this election. His own personal money. You know, Peter Obi was getting 1 naira or 30 naira from the village market. Or you see a small boy that will give Peter Obi lunch, you know, his money for lunch in his campaign. Atiku is one, he just uses his personal money. Like,
Atiku, that is Atiku's business. If Atiku,
I know, but
thinks
my
that
thoughts
he was if Atiku thinks that he was defrauded or the elections were rigged, he can go to court. We are coming as obedience.
Yeah, but let me say one thing. And saying
that we do not accept this result, and we are asking our principal, who is Peter Obi, to take this matter to court. And why we are protesting? The protest is to put heat on the judiciary, to know that we are seeing them, we know what they are doing, and we expect them to do the right thing. That is what the protest is supposed to be for.
There's a proverb that says, I don't know whether it's Igbo or Yoruba. There's a proverb that says, when the thief encourages you to go to the court and to go and challenge the process, you know that his elder brother is the judge. So what you are describing here, the point I was trying to make about Atiku is that someone like Atiku, for example, he understands Nigerian politics very well. He was VP for 8 years. What he's going to probably do, if I were to speculate, as people have suggested, that he's going to line himself to Tinubu and get all that money back. Because Nigeria there's this national cake whereby I know it's not what people want to hear, but that's just what's going on in the back.
The truth. It's the
That's
truth.
what's going back. They'll just align as, okay, give me this contract, give me that contract. Because Tinubu has probably called them, I'm sure by now. And the fact is, he's going to say, okay, Peter Obi, how many ministerial positions do you want? Atiku, how many ministerial positions do you want? That's what's going on here. While we were here talking about court, and they have another front of people going to court. Peter Obi is also a politician. I know some people think he's a messiah. I, for one, don't think he is. So it's all negotiation. When you see somebody who dress, he wears simple shirt and jacket, look like an ordinary person like you and I. Yeah, Peter Obi is a millionaire, was doing okay anyway in the UK before he came to Nigeria. So people should just try and make your life better, make yourself better. Don't rely on any politician, because while they are there, there's one version going to court. There's another version in the back end that is making deal with Tinubu and say, how many ministers are you going to give me? And if Tinubu give a minister of this, we say, no, I want external affairs. They are negotiating because there are two stories. But people who are common men and don't understand what's going on, they are the ones saying, this one are Yoruba person, this one are Igbo. Those guys, they don't care. They are all Nigerians, and they just want to, take care of themselves. So it's very important for people to be at peace and to just move on and wait for another 4 years. JJ, like, make anybody go kill themselves over. It's not worth it. It's stupid. It's just like parabole, and just don't go and stress yourself. Yeah, go ahead.
To emphasize what you're saying about politicians dining together, I know someone personally that during the campaign season, he would go to APC meetings. I'm not talking of a common man, no. I'm talking of someone of influence. He would dine with the APC, and also dine with the PDP. One leg in APC, one leg in PDP. Yep. So whoever wins, he's still in government. So I want to use this opportunity to call on us that dying
are you talking to the obedience?
Is not worth it.
Are you talking to the obedience? I think somebody is giving it out that you're an obedience, which is fine, no shade.
The funny thing, picking a stand was last minute for me.
Yeah, because last time we were not decided.
Initially, I was trying to be, I'm still trying to see what is going on. Last minute, I spoke to myself. It's so obvious who the best candidate is for Nigeria. It is glaring. However, because I understood how Nigerian politics was, I kind of knew that Peter Obi was going to be frustrated out of this whole... Going to be frustrated anyways. So it's... What the APC has done to us is like, they've beaten us and they said, you dare not cry. How can they beat me and say I should not cry?
That's a very strong description of what is happening to Nigeria right now.
Honestly.
We are heartbroken.
We're actually expecting an outburst very soon.
I think that a lot of people nobody wants to die for what did they call it? For
people are smarter now.
People are smarter. Look at the people that died during EndSARS now. See, exactly. Nigerians, we have voted back the same government.
Exactly.
Don't die for Nigeria.
Because if this happened like when we all thought that Buhari was our kingdom,
savior.
Or our savior, if this happened at that point, I'm sure that people would have killed themselves by now.
Yeah, because it's like you are sorry to interrupt. You're making a point, though, that people were more frustrated with Jonathan than they were with Buhari. Wow, that's a good point.
No, not more. It's just that
the transition. We thought Jonathan was bad.
We thought Jonathan was bad, so we thought Buhari was Messiah. So now that Buhari came in and showed us that he is not the Messiah, we are like, oh, let's be careful about this Messiah title. So it is more like Buhari has taught us a lesson that we should not ascribe that Messiah position
to anyone.
So we should be careful about ascribing it to anybody.
But why are they ascribing it to Peter Obi though?
Because we still
we've been warning them personally on Twitter.
But then again, everything is just sad. And I feel what Judith is saying. I understand why people are mourning and they are grieving, but nobody will come out to fight anybody. Because again, a small part of me wanted Peter Obi to win, or was hoping that Peter Obi was going to win. But I just knew in my soul and in my spirit that Tinubu was going to do what Tinubu would do. Anyhow, he was going to do it. Because when he was campaigning, he said stuff like, "It's my turn." He was saying
so
stuff
cocky.
like,
He's so cocky. Like it's the audacity for me.
Yes, he said a lot of things that, you know, that this guy, blood, sweat, water, whatever it is, if it's going to go, everything, he was going to make it happen. So I just did not want to be like, let's see how it's. But generally, I'm happy that nobody's killing themselves because of this. I don't think that in 4 years' time, Peter Obi is going to. I don't think that Tinubu is going to do this election again and give it to Peter Obi, no matter how many cards or how many buses or how many campaigns that Peter Obi will do. So if any change is going to come, maybe is in under 8 years.
Yeah.
So in under 8 years, how old will Peter Obi?
How old will we all be in 8 years? What about what's my business with Peter Obi? It's me. How old am I going to be in 8 years? What will my life be in 8 years? That's why it's like, think about yourself.
What if Jesus comes for 8 years?
Right, what if Jesus comes for 8 years? I like what Adeola was saying, though, even though, you know, I just like that. Like, you can JAPA, if you want to go to New Zealand, you need to go and get the passport. You guys, mark my words, like, I'm making a few statements. I'm making a few statements. Statement number one is, those that said Labour Party won in Lagos State because of NSAS, because of whatever, in the next 2 weeks, I'm kind of saying that. And I did make a forecast the last episode where you guys were like, oh, I don't want to decide it. I said Obi was not going to win. There's going to be Atiku or it's going to be Tinubu, because I just knew Obi will not win. He's not a politician. Like, it's not the kind of politician Nigeria needs. You know, and what the Oshibanjo said, Oshibanjo Buhari said he's the right man for this, what Nigeria needs. How can you say Tinubu is what Nigeria needs right now? Like, after they announced him, he said this is the man for the job, is what Nigeria needs. I know they're trying to keep peace, whatever, but anyway, I just know that Peter won't have won. Anyway, another prediction is those of you saying that Labour Party won. Come talk in March 11 or March 12. Let's have that conversation again. Let's see how strong Labour Party is. That's how you know there are some powers that determine who wins elections.
But are you aware that, courtesy of Peter Obi, there are so many people that have won?
I know of that. Just
because of the Peter Obi effect.
I know that. Yeah. The Senate House, I know that. But what I'm just saying is that Lagos, that you guys are saying Tinubu lost Lagos because Peter Obi is so magical and he transformed Lagos for the first time. Let's talk in 2 weeks and let him transform that Lagos. That's how you know that Tinubu still has hand in Lagos. And this was, in some people's opinion, orchestrated. They just like, let's give person that. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's just sad that we don't even have hope. We don't have hope for now. We don't have hope for the next.
The Lord is our hope. I mean, I have hope.
God is our.
God uses people.
Yeah, get hope. Speak for yourself.
No, we don't have hope.
JAPA, you that you're saying you don't have hope. You do have hope wherever
I'm going to start applying.
Another prediction is passport will spike. Passport will scarce again. That's another prediction.
And I've been shouting passport. Oh, God.
Passport will. If you don't have passport, go and get your passport now. The price of passport will just scarce overnight.
I'm sad.
Yeah. No, thank you guys. This is kind of a long episode. We are sorry if we were emotional or we got a little bit riled up there. But we all love Nigeria, like everybody does, everyone on this call. So I don't know if you guys have any like parting suggestions or word of
wisdom. Get your passport, go to New Zealand, go to Canada, go to UK, Fine, I don't care what you have
Go
to
to
do.
Turkey. If you need to go to Turkey, Tunisia, South Africa.
Go to Qatar. Go to, in fact, just JAPA. Whatever it is that you have to do, because the future is getting worse.
It's just the next 8 years. Just the next 8 years, maybe. But there's God though. You guys, I mean, see what happened with Abacha now. You know, there's God. I'm not saying anything happened to anybody, but God can actually shake up what humans
Amen.
think.
No,
but we're not praying for anybody to die or anything. So
things can happen in Aso Rock during a meeting. Who knows? Amen.
Or it can be somebody can be impeached. You know, again, I'm not praying for that, but there are many things. Or it can step down, maybe. You never know.
Step down.
or it can be sacked. You know, some people were saying that Buhari should be sacked. I was reading on Punch. Somebody has 2 weeks left.
The one thing that Buhari promised us, the one thing that was supposed to be Buhari's legacy, a free and fair election, he still failed us.
I know. Oh, I know. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Yeah, that's a big one. Already, do you have anything? Final thoughts as we wrap down this?
I'm even too sad to speak. But what I was saying, please don't let's give up on Nigeria.
Don't let's give up on Nigeria.
I told my sister. My sister is currently 7, so she's tired of serving and everything. So I told her, just serve your fatherland till you JAPA to your motherland.
Serve your fatherland,
even if not cousin land.
So just don't let's give up on Nigeria. Really, no matter how terrible it is, please just hold on. God still cares about us. Thank you.
Wow. That's a good one. On that note, we're going to call it quits.
No. I've not said my own.
All right, go ahead. Say yours. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
So I know that there's a lot of us are heartbroken right now. I know that our hearts are troubled. But
Preacher, hey, Sister Judith. Hey, Sister Judith wants to quote Bible for you. Yeah, our hearts are troubled.
Our hearts are actually troubled.
I know.
In fact, as at yesterday, I was bitter. I would not lie. And I know as much as I was bitter, there are a lot of people that are also bitter. Let's not give up on Nigeria. There's still hope for Nigeria. Honestly, let's not give up. We don't have to all run away. Some of us have to stay here to make it work. But if you have to run, no. However, some of us have to stay to make it work. And this moment should be the moment where we pray. While praying, we should ask God to strengthen us. Because I went on Twitter and I saw a lot of people talking about how drained they are emotionally, physically, how they're not going to come out to vote in the gubernatorial elections. And I'm like, I pray that God will renew our strength. We cannot be tired. The enemy does not get tired. We cannot be tired. And another thing we should bear in mind is that as much as we believe or we thought or we think rather that Peter Obi is like the way forward for Nigeria or was the way forward for Nigeria, let's not also forget that God's plan is sometimes different from our plan. What we may think is the best for us may actually not be the best for us. In everything, we should give thanks to God and believe that His will for us. And whatever it is that He's cooking for us as a country, let it come to pass.
Amen.
Let's not forget that the heart of a king, is in the hands of God.
Hallelujah.
The heart of a king is in the hands of God. God can turn that.
Where are you? Please save me from this exhaustion. Adela, what did you say again?
God can make this man's time be the best for us. He could do that. Let's not just give up on Nigeria, honestly.
Adela, what did you say?
You sounding like you have given up on Nigeria. I'm advising you not to give up.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do not belong to your Nigeria has a dream and plan campaign. I will stick to my everybody get a passport and run away.
I love it.
Don't give up.
Wow. No, jokes apart, guys. I agree with what Judith was saying there. One thing came to mind, and that is, let's say Peter Obi wins, which is what we all wanted. Maybe that's not what we needed. Let's say he did win. and God forbid something happened to his enemy or something because he was trying to, shake too many things. There are places now whereby somebody to try to make so many change, and there are some powers that are not happy with it. So again, we're not praying for it. Maybe God, this is not the right time, like Judith was saying.
Mike, you're so worried about powers. We don't care. The ultimate power is God. Whoever thinks is a power in Nigeria can fall down tomorrow and die.
Amen.
So we don't care about anybody's power.
No, I'm just saying if he wins, if it's not the right, I'm making your case for you. You need to be calming down. All these obedience, that's the thing. They always carry it on their head. I'm helping you here. Yeah. I'm just trying to tell you that I'm agreeing with you that God's time is the best. If you go and enter at the wrong time, Uncle, that's what I'm saying. Sure you get.
Anyways, we are all emotional at this point. I
know.
Judith and Ore seems to be a little bit more emotional than us, but yeah, what it is.
They are on the mother.
Both of you are not in Nigeria. We are the ones directly affected. We have to be more emotional.
I don't have to go and look for Naira tomorrow and buy 1,000 Naira with 800 Naira.
I am the one who does not know how I'm going to leave my house because I don't have cash. So I'm going to be emotional.
Yeah, that's it. Somebody was telling me yesterday that they were trying to enter Okada, but they didn't have cash, so they have to transfer or something like that. Like I'm like, really?
Then come down here where they are adults. How can you be an adult and not have a bank account? Someone would gladly and happily tell you he doesn't have a bank account. So I want to. Oh my God! It's just
exactly. If he doesn't have a bank, how would you transfer for him? Like those are real problems of Nigerians, and that's where Judith and Red are coming from. Which, honestly, a lot of people in the diaspora can't even relate to, unless you visit Nigeria very often and you're impacted, and you sit down in traffic and go slow for 4 hours on Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. I mean, those are real things. You won't be somewhere at 8 o'clock. You end up getting there at 2 p.m. By then, your day is wiped out. You have to come back tomorrow. These are real challenges.
Let's not even forget about those that were just on their own and a container fell on them. Let's not forget about those ones in Nigeria.
Yeah,
let's not even forget about those that in the hospital. They said we should not smoke. They are not smoking, but because of the pollution in Lagos, they are suffering from respiratory problems. These are the issues in Nigeria. You don't even need to do anything wrong. You just have to be alive in Nigeria to suffer.
It's bad.
Yeah, and that's where that frustration come from.
Get your passport and JAPA. I cannot that's my whole.
I really think I'm going to look into that New Zealand thing. Honestly, at this point, I think I'm going to.
You should. I agree. I support you. I really support you. There is no need to fight from a place of anger and losing with Jagaban and everything. It's 8 more years. So even if you JAPA next year, 7 more years, use it to then come back to Nigeria to vote. I saw the picture of the guy. I think I saw the picture of the guy who came from America to vote. Be that person. You understand? Be angry, but your life should be progressive.
Be angry from afar.
Be angry from afar.
You have to move on with your life. Yeah.
I'll go there and take a train and move on my life. Do you know what I mean?
You know how I envy Nigerians in diaspora. There is this love that Nigerians in diaspora have for Nigeria that Nigerians in Nigeria don't have. So you are loving Nigeria from afar.
It's
convenient now. It's very convenient to love Nigeria.
It's very funny.
Exactly. It is. It's convenient. I was talking to someone the other day and she was like, you know what? I wish I could go to Nigeria to go and vote. And in my mind, I'm like, do you really, honestly, will you take that money? I'm like, okay. But really, will you honestly take that money and buy tickets and go to Nigeria to vote?
When you know your vote, I even shoot you at the polling unit.
But the last thing I want to say is there are a lot of people. There's a website called change.org. That's where you go to and make petitions. And there's been a few of those petitions. There's one of my friends that's been texting me to tell me to go sign. So they've been saying, go and sign on change.org. The article should be banned from the US, from the UK, from Canada. There's a few of them. Another one says, allow article to go into the United States for integration and complete interrogation and investigation. So there are a few of those. I'm just laughing because all those all those change the org stuff will just die away because Atiku is like he didn't win. But a lot of people thought he was going to win. So now they just start doing Tinubu. But one more thing. The UK called Tinubu to wish him, congratulate him. So those of you that are there saying that the UK, the US, they stand for liberty and peace, whatever. If the UK can call Tinubu and say, hey, congratulations, Mr. President-elect, the United States, also congratulate Tinubu. And they call for calm. So I don't know. That just it. So basically, the US they've already looked at all the election, they've looked at the videos, they've seen everything, they have intelligence on the ground. But the US is calling Tinubu and saying, hey, congratulations, no. And they are saying let there be peace. The UK is doing the same. How much more you who are just like a Nigerian? So
everybody plays dirty games. It depends on who is more dirty and who is more obvious. Whose dirty game is more obvious. So you already said this earlier about the American government system. Yeah. So I already have an understanding. So if they have the guts to call Tinubu, despite seeing the evidences that this thing was rigged, everybody were all brothers and sisters in the corruption industry.
Yep.
Politicians are politicians, no matter where they are based. They have the same. They are all born from the same father and mother. Unfortunately, in the next 8 years, if Peter Obi is going to have to dine with them, it's the same point.
Not if he has to. Not if he's going to. He has to. He must.
Tinubu 3.0.
Yeah. If he wants Nigeria, he must dine with them. I mean, that's the way it is. So he can get more votes. He can get more people. It's all about democracy is the popular vote. Like you need more governors, more people. You have to get along so they can give you the states. I know people think in Nigeria they vote and your election matters and all this and all that. We know ourselves now. So anyway, guys, this is really awesome. I hate to cut it short, but does anybody have anything to say? I think somebody was going to interrupt me. This has been a fun episode, but yeah. Any final thoughts?
No, we'll just go and eat our gege bread and what do they call it? We're going for Beckham and cuss out Tinubu from here. What to do?
Yes, we do have our gege bread. We have Nigerian connection. Go ahead. What did you say, Judith?
Abi, who eat it and be cussing him out and be like, God will punish him. But again, we are outside the country, so you too, Japa your Japa.
Don't forget corn. I said she should not forget about corn.
I go and vote too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't vote too. What I'm just saying is that Lagos belongs to Tinubu, even though Peter Obi might be like an aberration.
Election. The governors have more direct impact on us than even our president. Don't give up yet.
Yes,
it is not over.
Lagosians go out and vote. Yeah, Lagosians go out and vote. And I could be wrong. Peter Obi could win Lagos. Who knows? Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully,
Lagos is not anybody's father's stuff.
Wow.
Okay, guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Looks like
Lagosians, come out and vote for who you want. Don't allow anybody intimidate you.
He's calling her diasporans. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Again, this is a longer of an episode than we'd normally do. But thank you for just hanging in there with us. We are all passionate about Nigeria. Please be safe. Be calm. Just don't do anything stupid or anything you're going to regret. The US is calling Tinubu to congratulate him, and if UK is calling Tinubu to congratulate him, I think that we, as they say in Nigeria, we just should be praying for our next president-elect or our new presidents. So congratulations again. We batter box. Here we congratulate. Sorry about everything. Ignore everything. We don't know what we're doing. We're all children here. Please don't cancel us. But we love what you are doing, and may God give you more power to your elbow, His Excellency, and the president-elect to be. Thank you, guys. We love you all. God bless Nigeria, and talk to you later. Bye now. Bata bata, bata bata, bata box.